dear God. Oh my God, dear God. Guys, please avoid this movie. People love this movie, but I hated it so bad that I wanted to die afterwards. That is the evilly stupid romantic comedy called The Notebook. I mean, let me know, what about the title is interesting? Just put in the description why you think the title is interesting. I mean, people love this movie. Like, my grandma loves this movie. Some of my friends love this movie, but I just couldn't stand this movie. I know people like this movie, and that's fine. People like these films, that's fine. It's people's opinions, but still, this movie is just... I mean, this movie was some of the most, the romance in this movie is just, it's not there. It's so bland, and you don't even feel these characters are real. You don't even feel like, you don't, here's the problem I have with this movie. You just don't get sucked into the story. You just don't get you don't get, you don't get into the story or anything. This entire movie, and none of it got better. I mean, it didn't get better or anything. It was just an uninteresting, unpromising mess. I mean, I don't know why, but it's just, I don't like romantic comedies. People love romantic comedies, but it's my least favorite genre for a reason. They are some of the most lame, uninteresting. The movies are only made for people to, this movie is only made for teen girls. If you want an example of Twilight, then I say see this movie. This is the movie to see. If you like Twilight, then fine. But I hated Twilight. And a lot of my friends hate Twilight too. Let me tell you, Twilight is one of my least favorite movies one of the worst movies. Twilight was one of the laziest movies I've ever seen in my life. But this movie is just as lazy. I mean, there is nothing. When I say nothing, I mean nothing. There is nothing good about this movie. I did not find one thing that was interesting about this movie. All I find is just a bunch of flaws everywhere. I mean, all over the place. It is such a bad movie. I mean, what's up with these stupid titles now? I mean, The Notebook? Are you kidding me? If I thought Twilight was a stupid title, well, the Twilight is a worse title, but still, Notebook title's pretty bad. Excuse me. Here's another problem I have with this movie. You just don't get stuck to the... You just don't get in the story. I might have said that already. But you just don't get into the story. No matter how you watch it, the more unwatchable it gets. Because it's hardly a movie at all. It feels like... everything feels like a movie. It doesn't feel real at all. You never get sucked into the story, You never get sucked into the story. At least I didn't. If other people did, great. I didn't. And because I was just looking at the TV. Guess what? I just stayed that way. I knew it was on the TV. Well, I know movies are on TV, but still, you need to at least make them feel like that they're not. But even though they really are, but still, some of you are like Come on, Ty or Tyler or something. Yeah. So there, some people are like, come on, Tyler. Did you? These movies are made to be stupid. Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're good. No excuse. However, I will say some parts of this movie are. I will say the romance of this movie is not as bad. It's not quite as bad as Twilight's. You know, scenes because I mean the romance in that movie is the most unappealing romance I've ever seen in my life. I mean, every time Bella and Jacob like just hang out together, it just feels like you're going through another cliche adventure. Yeah, Twilight rips off this movie. I know. But still, that doesn't mean this movie is any better. I will say, this movie is more watchable than Twilight. I will say, this movie is better than Twilight. Because Twilight was just... Ugh, it was just... It was horrible. Don't ever see Twilight. People love that movie. I hated it, though. That's the only reason why it was... the first one was semi-fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Thank you so much. Ugh. Yeah, I was being sarcastic. You can tell. I was like, thank you so much. Yeah, I was being sarcastic because I hate that movie so much. Twilight was a waste of time. I mean, it was also it wasted my 2 hours right there. And I also hated I hated the romance. The romance was some of the most unappealing. I mean, it was just a jumbled up, scene to scene, note from note, copy of some of the other romance films I've ever seen. And like yeah, Twilight is a shot to shot, frame to frame, blended up remake of The Notebook. Even though, yeah, Twilight was so much... Actually changed my mind. Twilight was so much worse than The Notebook. Yeah. Now I think of it, Twilight is worse than The Notebook. But still, this movie is just... Don't watch it. It's just... It'll ruin your night. Don't watch it. Ugh, don't watch that crap. It'll ruin your night. Like I said, don't watch that crap. It'll ruin your night. So, guys, yeah, I'm gonna give The Notebook a D-. I know, I really hated it, but the only reason why I gave it a D- because it is better than Twilight. Twilight was just... Please watch The Notebook, but other than Twilight. If it's... Even though... Don't watch The Notebook. But I will say, if you were forced to have a choice of The Notebook or Twilight, please, my God, watch The Notebook. Because Twilight, ugh. If you're one of those fangirls, then fine, pick one. But it's just, if you're a boy like me, please pick The Notebook if you're forced to watch it. Other than Twilight, do not watch Twilight. Twilight is one of the most... I mean, it is just... Ugh, it's so bad. So, guys, if you like these videos, as always, comment below, let me know, and see you guys later. Okay, bye.